I want to ask about something because there's sometimes some confusion about what the law says. Is it okay to sit in the back seat without a seatbelt?
Thank you very much. Our law is very specific because it speaks to solve a problem. And that's why I gave the spirit of the law. And it talks about which vehicle that should have seatbelts. And I've said that all vehicles with seats, because you and I were sitting on it.
Yeah.
Then who to sit in the vehicle and use it? You say all occupants. And where? Everywhere in the vehicle where seats are. But it categorizes because of our capabilities as human beings. So driver, you drive, you are taught. So at all times you wear it. All adults, as we are sensitizing and sharing information on JoyNews this morning, everywhere, every adult is capable of listening in and understanding. So it says, the law says that wear it. So the National Road Safety Authority will go out there and sensitize. Police will be standing by the roadside. And I remember when I joined police, when I was being sensitized and acculturated to also take on this responsibility for my boss, Mr. DCOP, retired Mr. Julius Avoga. We will be standing by the roadside and we'll be doing this, telling us do this, tell Ghanaians to wear it. So you see police officers doing this, that all adults should put on seatbelt. That's what the law requires. Again, I mentioned that the law requires adults like us, 18 years and above. As we are being censored, we are wearing it compulsorily. We are to admonish and enjoin and force those who depend on us, minors, below 18 years, to force them to wear it. They can sit everywhere. But the law went on to say, below 5 years, they are not all that grown biologically, don't have strong bones and all that. So the lawmakers said that they shouldn't sit on the front seats, but at the rear. And there is something that they have to be carried in a, what do you call, restrained devices. That even those restrained devices carrying coats and all that have also got compartment that allows the seatbelt in the vehicle to be used to grip it and fasten to the chassis. And therefore, it's incumbent on adults, again, to force these minors to sit at the rear seat, but ensure that their devices that they are being carried in are also fastened to the seatbelt. It is because all are required to be protected, because life is critical before you even do anything. And that is why Mr. Dante was saying that, looking at our history in recent times, a lot have come out to inform all of us. That had not been because of the providence of God in reminding them as they tune in and got this sensitization that seatbelt wearing is compulsory, it's a matter, it saves lives, they would have died. And I remember when Communist Japans came out through their crisis and said, and on the N12, when the current vice president, candidate, was involved in a crash in a SUV. However, he came out to inform us that we should learn, because had it not been the benevolence of Allah and the fact that all the occupants put on seatbelts, they would have died. Are we not aware that Susie Williams, I don't want to remind the family of the pain, of the loss of this glamorous daughter of this land. However, the crash that killed her, he wasn't in seatbelt. He was sitting by the driver. The driver is alive now because he was in seatbelt and there was no scratch. And there are numerous of crashes that, as a result of seatbelt wearing by occupants, they are alive. And therefore, we always admonish it. However, the other challenge that the country is bedeviled has been that the law required that all vehicles that were in existence before the coming into effect of this law by 2012 should have been retrofitted with seatbelts by 2014. It has been a challenge for the state. And that is why we see some vehicles without seatbelts. And that's why we always continue to admonish the stakeholders, particularly the commercial transport operators, i.e. GPRTU, Cooperative, Protoa, Metromas, STC, OA, VIP, VVIP, Imperial, Chisco, and all plethora of these that are moving Ghana, that vehicles that they have in their system, those that are being imported, that they want to customize from any vehicle manufacturing country, either in the Occident or Orient, should try as much as possible to let the manufacturer be influenced by Section 13 and Regulation 1219 and 120 of the Road Traffic Act 683 and Road Traffic Regulation 2012 respectively, so that the vehicles that they will come will be fitted with seatbelts, and ensure that if you are want to maintain your vehicle regularly, if some of the seatbelts are weak and not functioning well, make sure you remove and fix the appropriate ones. And also admonish our major stakeholder, DVLA, to ensure that there will be a time that all of us must come to the table and say enough is enough. We have been dilly-dallying with it. This time around, all vehicles that will embark on intercity journeys should be fitted with seatbelt, else you are restricted to the trotro. Are you with me? So that we will be able to save a lot of lives.
But why? Why is it okay for a trotro not to have seatbelts?
Basically, when you look at BRTs in the world, which functions like we have trotro here, there are also BRTs in the greater London and Bogota and all that, are designed without necessarily seatbelts. Some are even designed for others to stand on the vehicle and have a hook and stand. And so, because on such vehicles, the speeding is restricted to below 50 and 30. And that's why I was mentioning the seatbelt was speed and all that. And so in the crannies, alleyways, and those communities, you don't expect such vehicles to be fitted. And some of them, they are excused. But where we have problems are where drivers are permitted to use their vehicle and increase speed, be between above 50 to the restricted 100 kilometers per hour. And all such vehicles, for me, per the law and the arrangement we have, if all are fitted with seatbelt, will help us. However, we try as much as possible these days, since the drivers are agents of education and sensitization, we are enforcing these regulations and laws on them. At least the driver, we have set the driver aside. Like 18 years and above, educated, have gone to 3-month semester training, and we have issued with license in Ghana. You are sensitized enough to put on your seatbelt. So for us, most of these commercial vehicles have seatbelts for the driver. Most of these private vehicles have been fitted with seatbelts, and we admonish and enjoin and forcing drivers to put on. And that's why occasionally we see us going to court, and it reflects on our court outcome data that some drivers who have not been wearing are being sent to court.
You mentioned